on to the last thing that Jesus has to say about the kingdom of God. So the whole of Luke 17, sentence 20 through to the end, Jesus has been teaching about this mysterious, wonderful, now and not yet kingdom of God experience. And he's answered questions like, where is it? And he's turned that on its head. You can't locate it on a map, he says, sentence 21, because actually it's inside of you. It dwells within all those who love and long for the King, who is Jesus. His kingdom is inside us all. He's answered questions, for example, about who is it, identifying himself with a sure and certain hallmark that he is the instigator of this kingdom. Align yourself to Jesus and you get to experience this amazing realm of God. And he's answered questions about when, saying when people least expect it. It's going to come and interrupt people's lives while they're going around their everyday business. And then the last thing he answers, if you like, is about how. How do I experience, how do I align myself, how do I enter this wonderful realm of God? So it's given this wonderful title, the kingdom of God. This is the last thing he has to say. Sentence 30, it's quite challenging actually. It says this is Jesus speaking. It'll be just like this on the day that the Son of Man is revealed. That's language for when this kingdom of God is fully opened up and displayed. On that day, no one who is on the housetop with possessions inside should go down to get them. Likewise, no one in the field should go back for anything. So he's saying actually our allegiance to the King, Jesus, and his kingdom is greater than our allegiance to our property or our possessions. Even if all it meant was to scurry into the house and grab what was most precious to you, don't do it. Your allegiance to the King and his kingdom is greater than your possessions. And then he carries on. Remember, whoever tries to keep their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life will preserve it. So our allegiance to the King and the kingdom is greater not just than our allegiance to our possessions, but actually even our allegiance to our life. We've got to be ready to sacrifice everything that we thought our life was about. It's not as easy as just giving up our biological life. It's not as easy as just being willing to breathe our last. It's actually about giving up our ambitions and our motivations and our desires, giving up all that we thought our life would be about, because our allegiance to the King is even greater. And then he carries on. I tell you, on that night, 2 people will be in one bed. One will be taken and the other left. 2 women will be grinding corn together. One will be taken and the other left. I think what he's talking there about is our allegiance to the King is even greater than our allegiance to the closest relationships we have. 2 people sharing a bed, that's a husband and wife. And one is ready to go with the King, leaving their spouse behind. The 2 women grinding are perhaps 2 great friends, maybe even 2 sisters who have lived and loved together, and actually their allegiance to their King Jesus is even greater than the allegiance to one another. The how of this kingdom is about the strength of our allegiance to Jesus overrides our allegiance to our property and possessions, overrides our allegiance to our life's ambitions and hopes and motivations, and even overrides the closest relationships we have. Jesus has our whole allegiance. That is kingdom of God entry. I wonder how that makes you feel.